Welcome you all to this video. In the previous video, we discussed about charts. We also discussed about moving averages. We discussed about how a chart, a candle, which is a bar or candle, is formed upon. But that's not sufficient. That's not sufficient. We need to discuss more into how these candles are formed. What are the different types of candles that you will be viewing on any chart, and what can you interpret about those candles. So in this video, we'll understand different type of candles and we'll understand how to interpret of those candles. What are the psychology behind those candles, and why you need to do that? You need to understand the psychology behind it, because that will help you and that will make you cautious in identifying the top, or will help you in identifying the bottom. So understanding the psychology behind candle formations help you in taking up your decisions, gives you more confirmations. So that's what we'll discuss in this video. Now, before moving to the specifics of the different type of candles, let us first go back in history and understand what are candlesticks, from where did it came, and why it is so important nowadays, and what's the use that people are doing it across the globe. So let's go first to the history part of it. As the name suggests, these are Japanese candlesticks. These first emerged in Japan, and basically it was used by rice traders. Yeah, so that's a bit odd fact, but yes, these were started using by the rice traders. Just like we have an NSE-BSE exchange these days, there was a rice exchange in Japan, and I'm talking about 17th, 18th century. Many of the traders who were trading in rice, they used to basically trade in the exchange, and if you go and look onto their background, the background of those rice traders were basically was from war background. So they were previously involved in a lot of wars, but since the war stopped as a result of an arrangement between them, then they started trading in rice. While trading in rice, they related a lot of their psychology. So they related a lot of their trading psychology with regard to rice with the war psychology that they already have. So they related it to what would happen if the demand is more. They related it to what would happen if the supply is more. And they use all of their insights about the war, about who is winning, about who can turn up the entire direction of the war. Similarly, they started using up all those things in their rice trading. So that's why if you look onto any candle, it's a war between buyers and sellers. And there was one guy in that 17th century who basically started plotting up the price of every day. So whatever the price of rice was fluctuating, he used to plot it on a piece of paper, and what are the demand, what are the key supplies on a paper, which was more of looking like a chart. And based on that, he used to take his decision. Now, his decisions were actually becoming more and more popular and more powerful. Day by day, he was becoming richer by understanding the psychology of all the traders who are trading in rice. And that's how the candlestick patterns emerged. That's the history of candles, which dates back to what, 17th century? That's huge. Everything is digital now. If you even go back 40 years, there are the biggest of the traders who have given a lot of knowledge to all of us. They used to plot it on a piece of paper. Plotted on a piece of paper about each candles, about each bars, drop their volumes, and then they used to interpret it. But today we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that because it's completely digital. You can have a second by second information about any candle. We got computers doing it, right? We don't have to do it manually. And it's the same across globe. So it's not just that it's used in Japan or it's used in USA or it's used in India, it's used globally. It originated from Japan, and as it became more popular, from rice traders to different people, and they all started applying in their respective areas wherever there are masses. So wherever there are masses who's dealing with each other, they started applying into those situations. So the same thing can be applied to different sort of trading. Just like in commodities, we also have candlestick bars. We also have candlestick patterns in commodities, like when you deal with gold, when you deal with silver, even in cryptocurrencies. Even in cryptocurrencies, if you go and check upon Bitcoin, you'll find that candles. So candle is not specific to stock markets. Candles are universal. Wherever there are many people who are deciding of the price of anything. That point of time, for understanding overall scenario, candlesticks are used. So whether it is cryptocurrencies, whether it is US markets, whether it is India market, whether it is commodity, gold, silver, or potato, onion, everywhere candlestick patterns are used. And now, since it is used everywhere, you can understand the importance of it. And these are not only just some designs that's happening on chart, and these are not only just some shape that are happening on chart. This represents psychology, and that's what we are now going to understand. As we'll understand each different type of candles, we'll also understand the psychology behind it, because psychology is more important than the shape. Shape is okay, but if you don't understand the psychology behind it, that's not of much use.